You want to tell them about it, or can I do it? Okay. She's sure bossy. Mrs. Big Stripes and I are out here with 4G7425. It is a 1937 model Caterpillar D4. This machine is almost like a carbon copy of Lefty 4G9986. Obviously, this one is after the RD4s. This is a narrow stance 44-inch gauge. This has the D4 logo. You can kind of still see it up here with the whiskers on each side. We like that, don't we, Big Stripes? Underneath it are the remnants of the Caterpillar diesel. Now this machine is a runner. It does run. The drawbar and swing plate, they got quite a bit of wear, especially here in the middle of the swing plate. You can see how thick it is here to how thin it is in the middle. Looks like it's been rebuilt here and welded back in at some point. Mrs. Big Stripes is pointing out that this is a side tank model as opposed to a tail seat model like that one or that one over there. Let's look inside the tank here. And I love these old bike clean fuel, keep it clean caps that they have on these fuel tanks. Now I will say that this one does have the original fuel gauge in here. So oftentimes these are lost. Now this looks like a 24-gallon tank is what this tank holds. And these are very fine thread. They're very easy to cross thread. It looks like this one's got a little bit of a crack in the casting here. I have the remnants of the seat, the inside parts of the seat. They're inside, just the springs, but we're going to make another seat for this. We're going to take a look at the undercarriage with the 9H5909 wear gauge. Grousers, they're not at the reconditioned spot yet. What you can see down here is about a little over a ½ an inch from the top of the pad. Sprocket on this side, well, it's a little pointy. This one's got a little bit more wear than the other one. If I was going to do anything with this, I'd probably switch it around to the other side because you can see it's got a lot more meat right here than it does up here. The chain rails, well, they're right at the recondition. They got a couple more hours in them, but they're pretty much shot. This one has all the guards on it underneath here, just like 4G9986 does. Unlike the RD4 and our 4G9986 inside that has a single carrier in the top, well, this one originally had 2 carriers, but it has been converted kind of haphazardly into a single carrier at the top. And you can see right here, they just put a piece of angle iron and moved the bracket for this carrier off of this into the middle and spaced it out between the two. It's not terrible. A little bit of life left in it. Front idler, it's not too bad either. Apparently Big Stripes disagrees with that. Still has the oil pressure gauge. This one's got a decent water temperature gauge, so we could keep this and we could put our good sylphin that we have in this one. Everything works. The steering clutches are okay. The main clutch, I've been told, is a little sticky. Selects all the gears. Brake pedals, not terrible on wear, but this one is much like Lefty. The left side over there shows a lot more wear than the right side. And this sediment bowl is a different type than the one that we have on Lefty. Same hood. This one is really not in terrible shape. It's got a few dimples. These are all kind of bent a little bit, but it actually kind of looks like they're supposed to be, maybe, or somebody did that. Same engine block number as the RD4, as the other 4Gs that we have. So all 4 of them had the same engine block number. And that number is a 2A3317. You might check out the videos that I've done in the past when we took apart Lefty. It's kind of interesting how they have shims in the bearing. All of the D4s that we brought home, including this one, have matching serial tags on the engine to the back of the machine. This one has been upgraded to the newer style fuel tower. Pony motor on this one. Yes, it's free. It does not have hardly any back play in it. It's in relatively good shape. Hours, well, I don't know. 376? Not sure. That's in pretty bad shape. And by looking at it, that's a newer hour meter. Service meter. What do you think, Big Stripes? Pinion snaps in quite nicely. Decompression system works. All the guards on this side as well. Reasonably straight side panels on this tractor. This one's had some strange modifications, but still relatively straight. This has the older style oil filter on it with the bypass here going down into the block. Older style intake system, just like we had on Lefty. I always love here, you can see where the operator sat and their knee rubbed on the fuel tank and rubbed the paint off. Looks like the main clutch lever's been broken here. Remnants of the original Caterpillar diesel logo here on the side of the hood. An original cap on the radiator. Always lucky to see those. This one has all the crank components present on the bottom of the radiator. And the oil cooler, just like the one we disabled on Lefty. Intact D4 logos on both sides of the radiator. And I love that this has the original silver paint on the intake manifold. When these came out of the factory, they were kind of brush painted in silver, the exhaust manifolds and the intake manifold. Interesting, the pony motor belt is a 1 November, looks like a 4635. That's exactly what I put onto Lefty. Let's see if we got any oil in that pony. Not much. I just noticed something that might have been in here for a long time. And, yeah, this is kind of funny. There's an Easter egg back in here. We gotta get that out of there. I wonder if there's any good candy in there, Big Stripes. Maybe some money. Here we go. Let's see what's in it. What? Well, as we know, the chickens do like to hide eggs in these D4s. You remember old Smokey over there. Had about 20 of them. This grill is relatively straight. And all this is... I mean, for a rebuilder, this is all doable. And it runs. Just notice the fuel shutoff over here has the original handle on it. Those are kind of hard to come by. Now, I forgot to tell you, in the history of this one, that this machine actually came from a farm up north of Greeley, Colorado. I've been saving the best for last. Let's take a look and see what's inside the toolbox. What do we got in here, Big Stripes? Well, we got wasps, my favorite. A little bit of engine oil. A pull rope. The pony motor. Those are brackets for the seat. More oil. A wrench. It is drop forge. A couple of rags, more wasps, starting fluid. Ooh, that, oh no, penetrating oil of some sort. What's this? Ah, the top of the clutch lever. This one is the style that's kind of the, I guess it's a hexagon. Got another lever right here too. And these are all, yeah, seat parts. Oh, oh, oh! Yes. Coors, baby. Golden Colorado beer. We used to actually grow brew barley for them in the 70s and 80s. On the next one, we're going to take a look at this RD4 over here, because all three of these tractors that we brought home are all 1937s. And they all share something very special in common. Well, there it is, the 1937 Caterpillar D4. I do want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Well, you show them then. Well, go ahead. You can do it. You gonna show them? Give me 5. What are you doing hunkering down over here? Are you waiting for me to get done? It's about supper time, isn't it? What do you think, kitty? This has been one of the hardest videos that I've ever had to edit. Grandpa took a turn for the worst a few weeks ago, and we lost him about a week ago. after a bad fall and broke his leg. He was 94. He had a good life, a good run. And then to add insult to injury, Big Stripes I took to the vet. I filmed 2 videos, this video and the one on the RD4. And I took her to the vet a couple days ago, the day before Grandpa's funeral, and settled the bill, which was, she was worth it. It doesn't matter. But I had her in the kennel. Of course, they had to do some invasive procedures and stuff, and she was obviously scared. And I open up the door, and it's right off the highway. There's a lot of traffic, and it spooked her, and somehow she slipped out of the cage. She disappeared like a flash, and I'm sure she went and hid under something. We searched for hours. The staff at the vet clinic thanked them. I thanked them. They searched for hours, but she's been missing, and she's been my companion out here, along with Buddy and the other animals around here, and Big Stripe's little sister. But this all happened the night before, well, which was yesterday, that we had to bury Grandpa. So it's been a little rough. We know that the chances of finding her are pretty slim, but there's a lot of people looking for her. And, you know, she has some medical conditions. That's why we were at the vet. So I got a lot of things to do to take care of her when we get her back. I bought special food for her and everything. So hopefully we can get her back. I know it's a long shot. But, you know, I see these stories about animals that make the journey hundreds and thousands of miles home. So maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? At any rate, if you're in the Fort Lupton, Colorado area, we were at the vet there. So if you see Big Stripes, let us know.